I'm going to show you exercises to develop massive forearms and wrists. While there are numerous exercises to build forearms, few focus on wrist growth. Both forearm and wrist muscles are considered small, but they are crucial for complete upper body muscular development. I'll provide you with my top 8 picks of forearm and wrist exercises. But first, let's address whether you can increase wrist size and what comprises your forearms. I'll answer these questions shortly. Stay tuned until the end, and I'll reveal my secret to achieving massive forearms and wrists. Apart from the exercises themselves, several factors affect wrist size. Genetics. Your genetics play a major role in determining your bone dimensions. For instance, you can have large wrists if you inherited them from one or both of your parents, as your natural body type is typically determined by your genes. Nutrition. While not as crucial as genetics, your regular diet contributes to your wrist size. Pay attention to your eating habits, boost your vitamin D and calcium intake, as they aid in bone development. Additionally, consume enough protein to promote muscle growth and strength. So, can you really get thicker wrists? The short answer is not significantly. It's nearly impossible to increase wrist size substantially without the assistance of genetics and nutrition. The primary reason is that the wrist contains little muscle, mainly consisting of bones, tendons, and skin. To substantially increase wrist size, you would need thicker bones or structural alterations in your forearm and hand, neither of which is feasible. So, what can you do? Concentrate on bulking up your forearms. Unlike your wrists, your forearms have more room for muscle growth. By properly training your forearms, you will also notice a slight increase in wrist size. When trained correctly, your forearms can grow significantly, leading to a noticeable size ratio between your forearms and wrists. For individuals with smaller bone structures, there's a silver lining. Smaller original body frames emphasize your forearms, giving you a larger and more rounded appearance. In contrast, if you have larger bones, the added muscle mass may not appear as remarkable. Building strength and thickness in your forearms involves choosing the right exercises. But before we delve into that, it's essential to understand the forearm's anatomy. Your forearms consist of 3 main muscle groups: wrist flexors, wrist extensors, and the brachioradialis. Let's quickly review these muscle groups. Number 1, wrist flexors. These muscles are on the posterior side of the forearm. To activate them, perform movements that involve repetitions and slow contractions. Number 2, wrist extensors. These muscles cover the inner side of the forearms. Despite being part of a larger muscle group, they can significantly influence the overall shape of your forearms. Number 3, brachioradialis. This is the primary muscle responsible for most of the forearm's bulk. It activates during sudden arm movements or when lifting heavy objects. Interestingly, the brachioradialis is not only the largest muscle in the forearm but also superficial. Training this muscle will have the most significant impact on the appearance of your forearms. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into forearm exercises. Aim to perform at least 4 out of the 8 exercises twice a week, with a goal of 2 to 3 sets to failure for each exercise. Best exercises for massive forearms. Number 1, wrist extensions. As the name suggests, wrist extensions target your wrist extensors. While your extensors won't become massive, they can significantly increase in size, leading to a thicker, more muscular appearance of your forearms. Sit on a chair or bench with a dumbbell in hand. Hinge forward from the hips, not slumping forward, so your forearms rest on your thighs. Position your hands with palms down and move them forward until your wrists are just past your knees. Now, extend your wrists, keeping your forearms planted on your knees, as you bend your wrists backward and then lift the weights. This should be a small, controlled motion. Lower the dumbbells back to the starting position, then repeat. Think of it like bicep curls, but with your wrists. Number 2, wrist curls. Wrist curls are a bit more challenging than you might expect. Start with a light weight. Sit on a chair or bench and rest your forearms on your thighs. Position your hands with palms facing up and move them forward until your wrists are just ahead of your knees. Slowly let the dumbbells roll out of your palms and down into your fingers, but don't let them slip out of your hands. Grip the weights, pulling them back into your palms, and flex your wrists, pointing your knuckles towards the sky as closely as you can comfortably manage. That's 1 repetition. Number 3, grip crushers. This exercise uses hand grippers to isolate your grip and forearms. Here's how to do it. Wrap your hand around a gripper. Squeeze until the 2 handles touch. When doing it as part of a workout, Warm up with easier resistances first, then do 2 to 3 sets with a gripper that you can completely close 5 to 10 times. Number 4. Hammer curls. If traditional bicep curls are your go-to exercises, then you'll like hammer curls too. They use a neutral grip, which places some of the work on the forearms. Here's how to do it. Stand and hold a pair of dumbbells at arm's length by your sides. Palms should be facing each other. Curl the weights as close to your shoulders as possible while keeping your elbows close to your upper arms. Only your hands and forearms should move, with your palms facing inward. Pause and then slowly lower the weights back to the starting position. Your forearms are just one of many muscle groups that need attention. Glute exercises are also crucial, and we'll cover those shortly. Number 5. Reverse curls. The reverse curl is best done with an easy bar. But if you don't have one, you can use dumbbells instead. Focus most of the work on your brachioradialis. Here's how to do it. Start with dumbbells in each hand, arms by your sides, and palms facing backward. Lift the weights to about chest height, all the while keeping your elbows close to your sides as you bend your arms at the elbows. Also, keep your palms in the same orientation throughout the exercise. Slowly lower the weights to complete each repetition. By the way, your forearms are just one of many muscle groups that need working out. Your glutes, for example, are just as important, but more on that later. Number 6. Farmer's carry. The farmer's carry is an essential exercise for developing powerful forearms. It also strengthens your core and improves shoulder stability. Here's how to do it. Grab a dumbbell or kettlebell in each hand. Stand tall and start walking while holding the weights. Keep your abs braced, your chest tall, and your shoulders pulled back. Number 7. Inverted row. The inverted row focuses on forearm strength while targeting the muscles of the shoulders and upper back. The more horizontal your body, the more challenging the exercise. Here's how to do it. Set up a bar in a Smith machine or power rack at waist height. Lie on the floor underneath it. Grab the bar using an overhand grip that is slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Hang with your arms fully extended and your body straight from head to heels. Keep your shoulders directly below your hands and your heels hip width apart. Engage your core and pull your chest to the bar, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pause to feel the burn, then slowly return to the original position. Do you find inverted rows, or maybe standard pull-ups challenging? If so, wait until you try towel pull-ups, number 8 on our list. Towel pull-ups, when compared to traditional pull-ups, are a more powerful movement that amplifies the work on your forearms. To stay up during towel pull-ups, you must crush the towels and squeeze them even tighter to pull yourself up. Don't worry if you only manage to get 1 or 2 reps on your first try, it's completely acceptable. Here's how to do it. Wrap 2 towels around a pull-up bar, creating a talon grip. Perform your pull-ups while keeping your chest up and your shoulders down as you rise. If this is too challenging, start with just one hand grabbing a towel and the other hand grabbing the bar, then alternate sides. Now, if you've made it to this point in the video, as promised, here are my 3 secrets to achieving massive forearms and wrists. Increase training volume. Training volume measures the amount of work you've accomplished within your exercise regime. If you're using dumbbells and barbells, calculate the total weight lifted. The key here is to use heavy weights, but perform only a few reps, pushing yourself to the point of muscle fatigue to stimulate hypertrophy. Be patient and make incremental increases in the volume and intensity of your training. Eat more protein. For bigger, more defined muscles, consume plenty of protein-rich foods. The muscle mass that gym enthusiasts have is mostly protein. Protein contains crucial amino acids necessary for muscle development and repair. Since you're aiming to build muscle, you need more protein than the average fitness enthusiast. Aim to consume at least 2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. Commitment is key. Forearms play a vital role in anything involving gripping and pulling, from opening a bottle to carrying grocery bags. When your forearms are fully developed, they not only look the part but also serve a highly functional purpose. Therefore, commit to a life of fitness and ensure that your forearms are a consistent part of your exercise routine. Building your forearms and wrists is just scratching the surface. If you truly want to tone and develop your entire body, remember that other muscle groups, such as the glutes, hamstrings, abdominals, and many more, also require training. So, stay with us in the next videos and share your opinions.